Hello there, it's Diorama Don here once more with a new project. I've in the past normally used 3mm cardboard to make most of my models. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that. The last video I just used polystyrene, that's all, nothing else. So with this project I'm going to have to use both cardboard and polystyrene. So it's going to be a North African house. I've done Normandy, I've done Italy with Roman ruins. So now we're moving on to North Africa, the North African campaign, El Alamein and all that. The war did reach North Africa, and if we were to build a house from the area, we're going to see the thickness of the walls all the time. With an enclosed house, if it were like that, for instance, and we glued that together, we wouldn't necessarily know how thick the walls were. The only way of knowing would be in the doors and windows. So we don't know the thickness, but with an open kind of architecture that we're doing now, we're going to see the thickness of the walls a lot. So it'll be a case of cardboard and polystyrene. So I googled Islamic doorways, and I got surprisingly a large amount of photographs. So if this is the front of the building, that sits behind like so, and then that behind there like that, and then that behind there like that, and that makes beginnings of an Islamic looking North African doorway. So that's the start of it. Obviously there'll be a lot more ornateness to put on the door. The side of the building will be something like that. I've already cut out where the exposed brick might be in the broken render, and also at the bottom here where that joins onto there. So that's the beginnings of that. Then when they're put together, you're then going to see the thickness of the walls all the way around. So I'll say that again. You're going to see the thickness of the walls all the way around the top there. So that's what I've got to account for. So there'll be 3 sections to it. Keen-eyed viewers will appreciate that the building is based very loosely on one of these plastic diorama things that you can buy. It is such a good design, and I haven't seen anything better. So I'll base it very, I don't want to copy it exactly, but I'll base it very loosely on that. But looking at the model, there are 3 sections to it. There's the main front building there, and then a side piece there, and a piece on the front. So I'll put the main building together first, and then come back, and you may know what I'm talking about a bit better. Okay, so I'll put these pieces together first. I assembled the door pieces. They look pretty good. With 2 windows above. I wish now I'd changed the shape of those, made them more that shape than square, but I may rectify that later. We've got broken render to reveal the bricks below. They've got to be made and put in place yet. And at the top there on the corner, but the top, going up, the top has now got the polystyrene to give it the thickness of the wall on the top, so that looks better, and also the floor in the building. So that's one part of the building. Then I put together another part with ramparts at the top there. There's another window there and a lot of broken render there to reveal the bricks and the front and the bottom corner. And again, 2 windows there, so that will fit next to that there. Then I made some stairs. Stairs are notoriously difficult to do, to get the right size as well. So I stuck 2 pieces of 3mm card together to make each individual step. So that's 6mm, and at 1/35 scale, that makes it about an 8-inch step, which is pretty hefty, but it's within the realms of possibility. There are so many models with huge steps because people don't like making them, so they only put a few steps in, and it would be the equivalent of your having to lift your leg up about 3 feet in the air just to get up in each step. So it's important to get the scale right. So there are some steps at the side of the building there, and then again using polystyrene and cardboard, that will make the side of the steps there so you don't fall off the end. So basically that's the building there, and I must say I've had enormous pleasure making something with a little different architecture rather than the normal sort of Normandy burnt out shop or what have you. So it's good to do a different type of building. So I rather like that. So I will glue all these 3 pieces together, make the windows. I've got the bricks to make. They will go in there first. Then I'll put the mortar in the bricks, and then when that's done, then I can go over the whole thing with wall filler and water. That will give it the render that it needs to, so that it's all completely white, which is what we're after. And also to cover the ends of the polystyrene. We don't want to see, we don't want to know that it's polystyrene. We need to know that it's thick concrete walls. So there we are, that's the building. I'll go away and do a bit more. Come back, we'll see how we get on. Okay, so a quick update where we are. I just happen to have some sand coloured grout, tile grout. I'd had it for some time. I never really used it on any project, but this just seemed to be exactly the right colour for a North African house, and it turned out very well. So it was just grout and water and a little bit of PVA glue. I put a pretty rough render on to start with, but then sanded it down a little more smoother. So I think it looks more realistic now. We've gotten rid of the polystyrene. We wouldn't ever, you know it is, and I know it is, but to anyone else, they wouldn't guess that that was polystyrene there. It may be even in the turrets as well. I know these are a bit rough cut there, but my knife wasn't very sharp. But all in all, I got my the shape of the windows that I wanted. I just put another piece of card behind the square or oblong hole with that shape. I didn't glaze it. I just put a piece of white card behind there that I'd sprayed just with a very light spray of black aerosol paint. So it wasn't a dense black colour, but just a fine spray. I'm not quite sure why, but I just thought it looked pretty good, really. I glazed the doors. Where are we? I glazed the doors, but not the windows. I think that would be more in keeping, so that any cool air would go through the house. Okay, so I've got the brickwork to do. I've made the bricks. I put the bricks in the exposed render there. So I've got that to do, and then stick all three together, all three pieces together, and then put it on a diorama base, and that will be basically it. I will definitely be doing more North African architecture in the future, because I'm really pleased the way this has turned out. So I'll carry on and finish it off, and I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so we've finished the project now. I've put all the bricks in the broken rendered areas, and put the mortar between the bricks. See a little bit closer. I've given it a little bit of weathering. I didn't like to put too much, didn't like to go too far, just in case I messed it up. But I don't think it needs too much anyway. But that's basically the whole thing finished. I haven't painted the back area. So, one Northern African house. So what it needs is a military vehicle, really. That would look good if it was sitting on the sand outside the house. So I wonder what military vehicle I could put there. If I look along my shelf, no, Chieftain Tank, Tiger 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I think the half track would look pretty good there. So I'll use that. I think that goes well there. So there we are. One North African house. I really did enjoy making this. It is a far cry from the normal kind of houses and things that I've done in the past. So I shall be doing more North African architecture in the future. But in the meantime, there we are. It's all finished. Please subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed watching this. It all goes to helping me out and helping you out, because it costs no money and you get informed when I put new videos on. So everybody's happy. So thank you very much for watching the video. If you have a go yourself, let me know. See how you get on. The cost. I used 50 pence, $1 worth of polystyrene. Probably not even that, really. It was mainly offcuts. Even the diorama base is just 2 pieces of polystyrene stuck together, and then get that off, and then 3mm card stuck all around the edges. So even the diorama base cost nothing. So I suppose half a sheet of cardboard, and I normally pay just over £1 for a sheet. So we're talking about £1 or £2 to make this. So $2, $3, that's all it cost to do, and it didn't take me long to do at all. A little bit of wall filler, a little bit of tile grout, but only half a cup of each. So cost very, very little money indeed. Otherwise I wouldn't make it. because I've got no money, you see. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Please watch my other videos, and if you have a go yourself, well then, happy modelling.